In the top stories, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew says CBI talks with Europe must now focus on development. And regionally, CXC is overhauling school-based assessments as AI continues to transform education, and Andy Burnham has been elected leader of Britain's Labour Party. The details on these stories and more following this break.
Do you think you have what it takes to be ZIZ's next Kittition superstar? Then show us your stuff on Chico's Jump Off Show on ZIZ Radio. Just tune in on the 20th and 22nd of July at 4:30 p.m. and sing any song for a chance to be selected for the upcoming sing-offs. That's the 20th and 22nd of July at 4:30 p.m. on ZIZ Radio. This is your chance to be the next Kittition superstar.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Major Newscast. Today is Friday, 17th of July, and I am Jasmine Thomas. First on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew says the government will continue to engage the European Union as regional leaders respond to its latest position that citizenship by investment programs should be phased out by 2028. The Prime Minister addressed the issue during Thursday's edition of the Round Table, where he said St. Kitts and Nevis remains committed to dialogue while defending the reforms already made to its CBI program.
The European Union is a very close ally and a partner in our development, a partner internationally on issues of democracy and good governance and so forth. We, I think, maybe support each other maybe 90+% of the times, because I think we hold a lot of values, common values, and that gives us the opportunity to work closely together. We have been working with them for some time now on issues that they might have, matters that they might have. With respect to that, I would say that we have had excellent dialogue with the European Union. And
Dr. Drew said St. Kitts and Nevis and the other participating OECS states have already strengthened their programs through tougher due diligence, biometrics, greater regional cooperation, and the establishment of a regional regulator.
St. Kitts and Nevis's position
is that discussions with the European Union should now extend beyond the CBI to the broader issue of economic development.
St. Kitts and Nevis's position is what we put out together as a region with respect to it, that we want to engage very positively with the European Union on the matter of the CBI program, but more broadly on the matter of development and economic development. Our position is not to go backwards. We want to go forward and build on a significant achievement such as visa-free access between St. Kitts and Nevis and the European Union. What the big question on the table is not just the CBI program, it is economic development.
The Prime Minister said the government will continue to pursue constructive engagement with the European Union while working to diversify the economy and reduce the country's dependence on CBI revenue. Private Cordell Lake was dishonorably discharged from the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force on Thursday after being found guilty at a military trial of conduct prejudicial to military discipline and disgraceful conduct. The discharge followed a serious incident on the 30th of March this year. A military investigation was launched, after which Private Lake was charged with the 2 offenses. Following a summary trial, he was found guilty on both charges. Lake's dishonorable discharge took immediate effect after the verdict was handed down yesterday. The Alzheimer's Association of St. Christopher and Nevis is inviting the public to its awareness campaign at Independence Square today. Speaking to ZIZ News, Patricia Leader, a founding member of the association, said she is pleased with the organization's growth over the years.
I feel quite positive about the growth of the organization because now you have new members. The organization actually does quite a lot of work to educate, raise awareness.
One of the association's key priorities is raising greater awareness of the role caregivers play in supporting people living with Alzheimer's disease.
They actually have two respite grants yearly, which they give to caregivers who want to break, because one of the things about caregiving is that you need to break. All the research has shown that, and it's constant and it's international, 44% of lone caregivers who has no support or who doesn't get a respite, they either die or suffer some serious consequence, morbidity or so forth, shortly after the person they're looking after is deceased, or during the period of time that they're caring for that person, if it is a prolonging. Caregiving is an intense, both physically and emotionally thing, and that's what we're trying to raise awareness of.
Mrs. Leader said the number of people living with Alzheimer's in St. Kitts and Nevis has increased and is encouraging anyone with concerns about their memory or cognitive health to seek a medical assessment.
I think the detection of Alzheimer's, we are still very stigmatized. So if someone, in order to detect something, you have to have some background knowledge, isn't it? That these are the signs and symptoms. And because we are so stigmatized, when our relatives or loved ones start showing these signs, we would prefer to sugarcoat it or call it another name, like they're disgusting, they're not like what they used to, they're turning miserable, they're whatever. And remember, all the research is now showing that Alzheimer's is not only an age-related thing.
The awareness campaign at Independence Square ends at 2 o'clock this afternoon. After the break, we'll have a look at the regional news.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back. From the breathtaking landscapes of Guyana, 5 elite teams gather for cricket's greatest global showdown. The Guyana Amazon Warriors, the Hawk Highlanders, Desert Vipers, Perth Scorchers 11 and the San Francisco Unit. 5 teams, 12 matches, $1 million on the line. From July 23rd to August 1st, don't miss the ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League, where champions are made.
Welcome back. On the regional scene, the Caribbean Examinations Council has announced major changes to its school-based assessment program as artificial intelligence continues to transform education. The new assessment framework will be introduced from the 2027 academic year and will apply to both CSEC and the CAPE. CXC says the changes are designed to protect the integrity of its examinations and ensure that results continue to reflect students' own knowledge and abilities. Under the new framework, school-based assessments will continue in practical subjects such as agricultural science, visual arts, music, physical education, technical drawing, and food, nutrition, and health. However, the traditional SBA will be phased out in a number of theory-based subjects, including mathematics, English, Caribbean history, social studies, principles of business, and information technology. CXC said the changes follow extensive consultations across 21 Caribbean countries and territories. The examinations body stressed that it is not opposing the use of AI as a learning tool, but says it must ensure its qualifications remain trusted and credible. And the governments across Latin America are stepping up preparations as El Niño strengthens across the Pacific. Countries are mobilizing firefighters, activating contingency plans, and preparing water, energy, and transportation systems ahead of the climate phenomenon's expected impacts. Met officers say El Nino is already underway and is expected to strengthen through the remainder of the year. Unlike hurricanes or earthquakes, El Nino develops gradually over several months, giving governments time to prepare before its most severe impacts are felt. Previous strong El Nino events have caused billions of dollars in damage across Latin America. They have triggered severe drought in some areas, while causing floods and landslides in others. The phenomenon has also disrupted agriculture, strained drinking water supplies, fueled wildfires, and in some countries caused energy shortages. The World Meteorological Organization is urging governments to use the coming months to protect vulnerable communities, strengthen public services, and secure alternative energy supplies before conditions worsen. On the international scene, Andy Burnham has been elected leader of Britain's governing Labour Party and will become Prime Minister next week. Burnham was declared the party's new leader this morning after running unopposed to replace Keir Starmer, who announced last month that he would step down. In his acceptance speech, Burnham promised to restore hope, revitalize the economy, and shift more decision-making powers from London to cities and regions across the country. He also pledged to tackle the cost of living crisis, improve public services, and expand access to social care. Starmer will formally resign on Monday before King Charles III invites Burnham to form a new government. Burnham will become Britain's 7th Prime Minister since 2016. And rescuers are searching for survivors after a landslide buried homes in southwest China, trapping an unknown number of people. The landslide struck Peng Shui County earlier today, burying more than 10 residential buildings. At least 10 people have been rescued while search and rescue operations remain underway. More than 1,100 people have been evacuated from the area as officials warn of the risk of further landslides. Authorities say the landslide was triggered by heavy rain. Rescue crews have faced difficult conditions as they search through rocks and mud using excavators and specialized equipment. Officials have also deployed thousands of emergency relief supplies, while water, electricity, and gas services have been suspended in the immediate area as a precaution. We now take a look at today's weather. A ridge of high pressure will remain the dominant weather feature across the Federation, maintaining generally dry, stable, and slightly hazy conditions over the next 24 hours. Today's high will reach 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, while the overnight low will be 26 degrees Celsius or 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect partly sunny and slightly hazy conditions today, with a 40% or moderate chance of a brief passing shower. Tonight will be fair to partly cloudy and slightly hazy, with a 40% or moderate chance of passing showers. Winds will be easterly at 15 to 30 kilometers per hour or 9 to 18 miles per hour. Seas will range from 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. Sunset this evening will be at approximately 6:48. Sunrise tomorrow morning is expected to be at around 5:45. And that brings us to the end of the Midday Major Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.